So let me maybe ask you a question. I don't know if you trade markets at all, but you've probably got some super. But I don't know, have you placed an order on an equity trade in the last 12 months or so? Yeah, okay. So the way you did that, whether you did it through a business like Open Markets or CMC Markets or Interactive Brokers, whoever you did it through, the way you did that, whether it's in Australia or America, you ain't going to be doing it like that in 10 years' time, I don't think. And what I mean by that is the massive change that we're seeing at warp speed, onshore and offshore, around token assets and coins, and the way that will change the landscape, not just for broking in this example, but for everything, right, is coming at warp speed. And 10 years, could be 8 years, could be 15, I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you, you're not going to trade an equity in the same way that you did last week, last month, or however you did it. So for a business like us, we've got two pathways here. We could go, well, okay, world's changing, let's just stay in our lane and do what we do. We're pretty good at that, but we might not have a business in 10 years. Or we can look over the fence to what's happening in DeFi that's still evolving, but moving quickly. And that could be regulatory, that could be jurisdictional, that could be operational. Moving quickly, start talking to the people in that industry, whether they're fintechs or technologies or ASIC, or whoever it might be, and start to build out that DeFi strategy, that tokenized real world assets, if you like, and how that's going to change what we do today in equities in the near term. And the time frame is really interesting. You've already seen some major, if you think about the world's biggest exchange, NASDAQ, they came out a month ago, we're going to tokenize the exchange. I don't know quite when that's going to happen, but they've come out and said it because they know it's under threat. You see BlackRock, world's biggest asset manager. We're going to tokenize our assets. So world's biggest exchange, world's biggest asset manager, it's coming. So I think for a business like us, we have to look at it because we'd be foolish not to. And in that part of the strategy, which we're still on a bit of fact-finding for because it's complicated and it's moving quickly and the regulatory environment is following that, but it's challenging for ASIC and I think participants. And I think at some point we're going to run, we will run DeFi and TradFi almost in parallel. Okay, and then at some point, they're going to converge, and maybe at some point that the TradFi will disappear. I'll probably be retired by then, but that's probably how we see it at the moment. So we want to be relevant. We look over the fence into that DeFi world, and first of all, it's truly fascinating. But that is firmly where we believe, relevance for us is going to be. And there's many more things around that. Okay, in digital. So whether that's having your own stable coin, having a DAT possibly, all those different aspects to a digital strategy really, really excite us at the moment.
Yeah.